Good afternoon, YouTube. Old Rusty here again today. To bring you another totally original farm. I don't know. Look. Some people have been saying I'm addicted to ghasts. This is likely true. Much like shroom lights, of which you need gunpowder to get. I prefer ghast to creepers, etc., etc., etc. However, after this, I'm done. So number one, if you haven't seen Mike Homer's video that he posted yesterday, his showcase, utilizing ghasts in a Sim 4 single-player farm, 12,800 gunpowder an hour, with 660 minecarts. An absurd amount of minecarts, an absurd amount of lag, and an absurd amount of gunpowder from really, to be perfectly honest, a mob that only has a cap of 2 and should really be terrible to farm. Turns out it's not. So, this was just me wanting to compare the best ghast farm tutorial I've seen, which is by Silentwisperer, and then compare his with Trident killers to what happens if I just stick in arrow killers and, death skipping. And, well, I know what you're thinking. Why is there just scaffolding? He uses glass in his, at least if you pay attention to his video, he does. It locks in the minecarts. It's got some other things that I don't necessarily like. Very rare, occasionally, that glass can push that ghast out of the spawning platform. It can cause some issues, but not really. Nothing major as long as you glass yourself up and cover. But that's not the point today. Getting into the particulars of should I use scaffolding or glass blocks, well, to each their own. I prefer scaffolding. It's a little more unstable if you go bump it, but as long as you never nudge it, you're good to go. But I digress. His farm used 5 platforms of basically a 10 by 2 with the chunk border right here. Now, on his lower 2 platforms, he didn't have these corners on either side. On both sides of this farm. And besides that, that's it. This farm is that farm, because the game doesn't care how you're securing your minecarts, only that the minecarts are there, and then we have the same spawning space. So, with all that being said, his farm would make, on split density, would make 3,900 an hour. And I have gone and done something separate with arrow killers, that we're going to get here in a second, and then death spawning deanimation, because right here is the border. And this is just to kind of yank them forward a little bit. So, 5,400 an hour. I wanted the straight comparison of arrow killers and death skipping versus traditional tridents. And in a split density design like this, he made 3,900 and I got 5,400. And this isn't going to be a long video, but of course, the audience demands the screams. And so, we shall have it. Because who likes ghasts? I love farming them, but it's mostly out of revenge. Oh, I better get moving because my 60-second timer. And here we go. And so, that's it. They're active. There's not even screams at this point. Why? There we go. I turned the volume down a lot this time. And all that's happening here is that. The game visually can't even keep up with it. So if you look at my cursor, right here, there are the arrow killers, right there. And then this is the minecart they die in, right there. And then they just go right out of despawn distance, and that's it. And this is what you get. And it's happening on both sides. I did solve the item collection problem. Or I should say Mike Homer did. And so, basically, you want this spaced so that the ghast doesn't get hit until it's pulled into this minecart. And then soul sand with a carpet and some hoppers underneath. That's really all you need for complete item collection. You see that death animation? It's not worth it. Skip it. Now, of course, my O is broke on one side. Why wouldn't they? Oh. Turns out they're still working. So, gas spawning with death animation skipping and arrow killers. The difference is that much. Without the death animation skipping, it'll bump you from 3,900 to about 44 or 4,500 an hour. Still an improvement, but then you'll make over 1,000 extra by combining those two together. Now, you might ask the question, should I combine Trident Killers with death animation skipping? And I would say no. At that point, why? You're not going to one-hit them anyway. That's it. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. And now I'm done with Ghasts. Because I like, where do I go from 12,800? I don't know. I don't know where to go next. After that, like, this is it for Ghasts. I'm done. Old Rusty out.